We're good. So should we expect to see a lot more mergers going on in the mining sector because of this deal between Xstrata and Glencore?
That is definitely going to happen for one pretty simple reason, is that commodity prices right now are very high and stock prices are undervalued. So there are good deals to be had if you're willing to take the risk. Mining is a risky sector with you're doing business in some pretty crazy places where things can crash and burn with a civil war or a flood or a labor strike. And so for that reason, stocks are undervalued, but commodity prices are high. So there is money to be made if you have the stomach to do business in the mining sector. And it's a business that also rewards scale. Huge companies that can leverage their size and that can do business with governments, and they can buy these expensive machinery and gain economies of scale that way.
Yeah. Now, it's interesting because in your story you point out that there have been an increasing number of mergers in this sector because of the prices of commodities, what they've been doing the last few years. How does this deal sort of change that math and make some of these companies, almost force some of these companies into mergers?
Well, this is going to create a true global heavyweight on the scale of only a couple other companies like BHP Billiton and Rio Tinto, maybe Vale, the Brazilians. And so this company, Glencore Xstrata, which might then swallow up another company such as Anglo American, is going to be really tough to compete with, and that's going to force some of these other guys to also get bigger. And the stakes here are huge. I mean, you're talking about a third of the world's thermal coal, for example. It will be controlled by this one company, and they're going to be selling on massive industrial scales to Chinese, Indian, Japanese steel makers with these huge mega contracts. And you're going to have to be big to get these contracts, and that's why That's why it's going to probably propel more mergers from the other competitors.
And do we have any more word on the actual merger? I think you guys talked about the show or you talked about the merger
about it last week, right?
Last week, and there was talk of who would be CEO, who would be deputy CEO, and you were mentioning kind of what that can really mean for who's leading the charge on this merger. Do we have any more news on that?
We're seeing a lot of jostling right now. The kind of the point of tension is that the Xstrata shareholders and board would like Glencore to pay a premium. Because Glencore is right now a little bit undervalued, less valued than Xstrata in the stock market, and they would like Glencore to pay a premium. And then there's also continuing, obviously, negotiations over who's going to run the company. They were saying they wanted to settle this by tomorrow. That does seem a little bit over optimistic.